Whether you're part of Team Cashback or Travel, it's pretty much understood in points and miles that a strong catch-all card is a non-negotiable. Every good wallet needs one. Now the baseline nowadays is 2%, and that's solid. But 3%, oof, 3% like the Robinhood Gold Card is better. Now here's the thing, that 1% difference isn't actually the question you need to answer. The real question is whether the $50 a year fee for Robinhood Gold still makes the card justifiable once you actually run the math. So today we're breaking down the Robinhood Gold Card from start to finish, where it shines, where it falls short, and the break-even point where holding it actually beats a 2% $0 catch-all. Then we'll get into a few real strategies on how to pull 50 bucks of value out of gold so the fee basically disappears. All right, let's get into it. Now before we get into whether or not that $50 fee makes sense, we need to actually talk about how this card works because it's structured differently than you'd think. The Robinhood Gold Card itself has a $0 annual fee, but it does have a requirement. You have to be a Robinhood Gold member to even hold it, and gold runs $50 a year. So really you can look at it like the gold membership is the annual fee. It's just labeled a little differently. Now in exchange for that fee, this card earns 3% cash back on basically everything you buy, plus 5% if you book travel through Robinhood's portal. And look, out of context, 50 bucks a year for a card earning 3% doesn't sound bad at all. Compare that to what some of these premium travel cards are charging, like the Venture X, the Amex Gold, or the Chase Sapphire Reserve, and suddenly a $50 3% card starts to sound pretty nice. But here's the difference, and it's a big one. Those cards hand you a bunch of credits built in to get that fee back. That's the whole model. You put in a little bit of effort, claw back the annual fee through credits, and everything else on that card is basically gravy. Robinhood Gold doesn't really play this game. There's no travel credits or anything on the card itself. You just get 3% cash back plus whatever else the gold membership perks are worth to you, and that's it. So to figure out if this card is actually worth it, really we have to answer three main questions. First, how much do we need to spend for the extra 1% to be worth it versus a no annual fee catch-all? Second, does how you redeem your rewards actually change that answer? And third, what else can the Robinhood Gold membership do to help pay for itself? Let's start with question one. Here we're assuming you're taking your rewards in the simplest way there is, as cash back deposited straight into your Robinhood brokerage account. That gives you your full value of 1 point, which equals 1 cent. And under that assumption, the Robinhood Gold Card would earn you the full 3% back. A standard catch-all card, something like the Double Cash or Active Cash, would earn you 2. So really what we're looking at is a 1% edge here. So if you take that $50 and divide it by the 1% edge, that would be $5,000. So if you spend $5,000 a year on this card, your annual fee is covered and you break even versus those 2% cards. Anything more than that, and that's when you start actually making out ahead. Okay, so in practice, what does this actually look like? So let's say you run $10,000 a year through this card as your main catch-all. The gold card would net you $250. That's $300 in cash back minus the $50 fee. A 2% card would net you $200 flat. And that's the power of a card like this. For high spenders, this card is truly tough to beat. Now for most, whether you're running a simple 1 or 2 card setup, or you're a pro in this hobby, you'll likely be putting over $5,000 a year on this card. So that membership cost people were worrying about, on paper, it's handled and pretty easily. Now quick ask before we keep going. If you're getting value out of breakdowns like this, hit the like button and subscribe. We're getting so close to 500 subscribers on the channel, and every single one of you is making a huge difference. Now this math only works because we're redeeming for straight cashback at 1 cent per point. Change that redemption style and it changes everything, so just watch out for that. Now that's the spending side handled. But the part that really makes or breaks this card for me are those additional perks you get with Robinhood Gold. Because there are a few perks that can easily help the gold membership pay for itself even before you start using the card. First, and the most important one, is the IRA Match. Now quick finance clarification here. An IRA is not your work 401k. Your 401k runs through your employer. An IRA is a retirement account you open yourself, and you can have one on top of your own work plan. So this is just money you'd be putting in completely on your own. Why this matters is Robinhood Gold members get a 3% match on your annual IRA contributions. Without Gold, that match would be 1%. And here's the part that makes this so solid. Go check Fidelity or Schwab, 2 of the biggest names in the game. Their IRA match is 0. Nothing. Robinhood is one of the only major brokers matching your retirement contributions at all, let alone at 3%. So let's run what that actually looks like. The 2026 contribution limit was $7,500. Max that out with gold, and Robinhood hands you $225 on top. Without gold, you'd be getting $75. That's a $150 difference every single year, and it doesn't count against your contribution limit. It's treated as interest. So from that alone, the $50 fee is covered 3 times over. Also, one sneaky good side note here, if you've got an old 401k from a past job just sitting around, you can roll that into Robinhood's IRA and get 1% matching on the whole thing. No cap. And occasionally for gold members, Robinhood's run promotions of 2 or 3% matches on rollovers. There is a vesting period, so you need to watch out for that, but this could be a great option to get even more value. For example, let's say you roll over 50 grand. That would be $500 at that standard 1%. Now the second feature that's great is the return you'd get on idle cash. Gold members earn 3.35% on uninvested cash just sitting in their brokerage account. Now this gives you at least a respectable return on your emergency fund or dry powder before you're looking to deploy it in the market. Now third, and this is the most advanced, so stick with me here, gold gives you your first $1,000 of margin completely interest-free. Now margin is just borrowed money from a broker. Normally you'd pay interest on it, but your first grand as a gold member costs you nothing. And I'm not going to go too much into the weeds here, but there are plays to take that margin and invest it in government treasury ETFs and other low-risk securities. This would mitigate your risk while getting you enough of a return to offset some of that $50 fee. Now, of course, this isn't financial advice, and with anything, especially investing and with margin, there's risks involved. Don't just listen to some guy on the internet and blindly invest. Do your own research and make the best decision for your situation. Now, between the 3% from the credit card and the other opportunities to make a small return, I think the gold membership could easily be worth it for the right person. But now the question is, who is that type of person? Well, I think this card and setup is perfect for the person already living in the Robinhood ecosystem or someone who's willing to move their investments over into it. Having your IRA there and your cash parked there is a huge plus. I also think this is a perfect card if you want a simple cashback setup. Pairing this card as your catch-all with maybe an elevated grocery card or dining card will set you up really well. Finally, I think this is a great card for a hybrid travel and cashback approach. Here you would use the gold to earn cash back and then use that cash back to either purchase points at a discount or buy flights fueling the travel when you want it. Now this card may seem like a no-brainer, but there are a few cons you need to keep in mind. First is that 3% isn't literally on everything. There's a list of stuff that earns you nothing. That includes things like cash advances, balance transfers, gold purchases, and 2 of the most important things, rent and taxes. So I'd call it 3% on your normal everyday spending, but not every single transaction you'd make. Second, and this is a big problem and it's a new one, and that's foreign transaction fees. If you've opened up your Robinhood account before July of this year, you're exempt and you have no fees. But if your account is newer than that, you're going to be paying a flat 3% in any foreign currency. Regardless, overall, for a cashback or hybrid setup, I think this card is insane. If you put over $5,000 in spend per year on the card, it pays for itself. Add on the 3% IRA match Robinhood Gold gets you, and it's easy to see why this card can slot into almost anyone's wallet. Now, if you like this breakdown, subscribe, and if you want to pair this card with an insane hybrid setup, check out my ultimate IHG credit card strategy next. It's going to be up here or up here. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.